Good morning. Going to be doing a review of the Xero Shoes Veracruz sandal, which is about to come out. Always interesting to see what the guys at Xero Shoes come up with. I love their shoes for the combination of comfort, durability, function, feeling the floor, but still having enough padding that you can still walk quite fast. So I'll show you the sandal. I took them on the trail yesterday, so they're a little bit dusty, but what it has is this toe loop, so that's where your big toe fits in. Then we got this interesting strap system that goes around. We got a Velcro on the back, and we have a Velcro on the top. And I had a size 9 in the Genesis sandal, and then I found these to be pretty similar to that. I have a pretty wide, I'll show you, pretty wide foot, so the sandal covers that pretty well for the most part. The grip with the toe loop is really interesting, so I've never actually worn sandals like that. I found it stays on quite well. You can actually lift your toes and move them around. So the issue with some of these other sandals that don't have that toe loop is what happens is if you lift the toe, the rocks can get under there and then it gets a little bit annoying. So really cool, and I'll show you what that looks like in a bit. Where you can lift and move the foot and the sandal flexes with you, which is not the case with many other sandal designs. So really enjoyed that. Lacing system is really cool. Like I said, once they're on, they stay on. In terms of walking, it's a barefoot shoe, so you can essentially use the same movement pattern as you would walking barefoot, so it doesn't compromise the gait pattern at all. The tread, it's quite good. I took it on the trail yesterday. It was a very dusty trail. There was a lot of rocks. I slipped a couple times, but I think that would have happened with any shoes. So overall, the tread is quite good. Because they stay on so well, they work very well when they get wet as well. So I was walking through some rivers, through some creeks, and I found that even when the shoes are wet, the grip still stays. The main negative I found, and it goes with the lacing system and the toe loop, I still have to experiment with it more, but I found that going uphill on the trail, my foot would slide down into the sandal and then the toe would come out of the loop. So in the beginning when I put them on, I thought and it could be my toes are different sizes, I found the right toe loop to be a little bit too snug, but then after I wore them, it kind of evened out a little bit. But that's the main issue that I found when walking on this trail is the downhill part of the trail. Fantastic, no rocks getting underneath, they stay on really well. But in the uphill part of the trail, I just found I had to adjust the sandals quite often to the point that I eventually took them off. And the issue is that the foot would slide down and then the toe would start sliding out of the loop. And I messed around a lot with the lacing, and I found that even when I had the lacing to a point that it was uncomfortably tight, that toe would still slide out. So for me, that would be the only negative of the sandal. Other than that, for flat ground, they're amazing. For downhill, they're amazing. For uphill, I think there's still a little bit of work to be done, but I'll put them on, I'll show you what they look like in action, and we can see how that goes. I'll get these guys on. They do take a little bit of time to put on, and I did have to mess with the looping a little bit to get the right fit, so that for me, they're not a slip-on sandal. The good thing is that they won't come off once they're on, but it does take 2 hands and a little bit of work to get them on, but you can see toe goes through, loop goes around. I'll finish this Velcro, get a nice tight fit, and then you can see how the whole sandal flexes with the foot because of the toe loop. Very cool. Get this other guy on. Yeah, and I'll show you that they can work really well for other athletic activities other than hiking and walking. Yeah, that takes a little bit. So, got both sandals on right now. You can see they look good. I like the way they look once they're on. They don't move around once they're on, walking on flat ground. Right, and then I'll try to find a piece of shade in the backyard, just show you what they look like in action. So, jumping, no problem. You know, running, switching direction, not a problem. They stay on quite well. You can do some cartwheels, right? Jump, spin, do a couple faster runs, a couple fancier jumps, no problem, still stay on, not a problem. Backflip, also not a problem. So very cool. That toe loop is a really nice added feature in helping the sandal to stay on, especially like I mentioned with that, when you flex the toe, the shoe flexes with you. So overall, great sandal from the guys at Xero Shoes. Definitely one that's worth checking out if you like a good lightweight trail sandal that offers grip and stays on quite well.